In today's Talk of the Heartland, a local author will bring Southern Illinois history to life at a free event in Marion. Marion Connects free history series kicks off at 6 p.m. Thursday, February 12th. That is at Celebrations Event Center. Author and historian John Musgrave will host part one of the series with food and drinks provided. And the series continues on the second Thursday of the month in March and April. So Amy Ecker is here with me now. And Amy, tell me a little bit about what are the types of things people can learn? I understand there's like a brand new breaking news revelation that you learned today.
Oh, just today. So you guys are hearing it here first.
Awesome.
What the topic will be of our first part one of the series in February, and that is going to include the very first organized crime in the area.
Ooh.
That's going to include river pirates and the history around the Cave and Rock area.
Ooh, that is
fascinating. So there's going to be a lot of really interesting things. John Musgrave is so well known for being so knowledgeable about the history of our area. So last year we did this 3-part series, and it was kind of an idea just to say it's really cold and there's not, let's have something to do to kind of get us through the hump and into the spring. So that's what, and we had such a great feedback and turnout that we said, let's do it again. So this year, Walt's Pizza is being our food sponsor. So we'll be having Walt's Pizza. And Legence Bank is going to be sponsoring our drinks. So you get 2 free drink tickets at the door. Celebrations Event Center is going to host us again. So it's going to be really great and an opportunity for people to get together and learn more about the history of Southern Illinois.
Yeah, and if nobody's had Walt's Pizza in Cape Girardeau, it's worth the drive to Marion because it's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those hometown favorites that everybody that moves away, when they come back, they always meet at Walt's and have to be sure and take some Walt's Pizza home with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kinds of things make Southern Illinois history so interesting? We've got pirates, we've got Charlie Burger, right?
Yes.
And so
yeah, I mean, between the Shelton gang and all of that, that was the first aerial bomb that was dropped, was between those feuding families and gangs. So we got a lot of really interesting things, and John Musgrave knows all of it. And the way he talks us through it, it's like you just kind of drive through town and he talks about, well, where this is now that used to be this, and he puts you in the history. So he's really gifted at that, so we're looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so any sneak peeks at parts 2 or 3? Do we know what those are about?
I don't know what those are going to be yet, but I promise they'll be great. And we will kind of let that information out as John makes his decision of what he's going to talk about. But also just kind of mark off those second Thursdays, because we'll have some more things happening after the series. And we've really got a great year planned. This is our 4th year as a nonprofit, and we've got a lot of really neat things planned that we haven't done before or that we'll be doing a little bit differently. So I'd encourage people to go to MarionConnects.org and keep an eye on our. We're still building our website. We've got a lot of information there, but you can donate. You can. We've got a fillable application to become a volunteer there as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, Amy, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And part 1 of Marion Connects Free History Series is set for February 12th. We have all these details on KVS12.com after the show. More Heartland Afternoon coming up right after this.